Getting started, you're going to grab yourself 1 yard of heavier weight fabric and 1 yard of lining. 2 zippers that are 12 inches or longer. 1 1.5 inch buckle set, and also 2 yards of 1.5 inch webbing. And lastly, you need your pattern, and this pattern is available at properfitclothing.com. Super easy to use, just download it, print it, and you're ready to go. And the links for all the supplies will be in the description, so definitely go check that out. Getting started, go ahead and trace and cut out your pattern. Make sure you end up with 4 flat panels, 1 back pocket panel, and you can use the same fabric, the outer layer, or you can use a lining for this one. It's totally up to you. 1 front panel and 2 main panels. So for our lining, we're not going to use the lining we have here. We're actually going to use the same fabric because it's not that thick and it's fairly easy to work with. So we're just going to line the bag with the same material. You can totally do this if you want, or you can use the standard lining. It's totally up to you. It's not going to make that big of a difference. Next, go ahead and take your front panel and your zipper, place the right sides together, and sew along that zipper edge. Now go ahead and fold the inside seam towards the bottom, and what you're going to do is top stitch all the way across that zipper edge. Take the front zipper panel, place it directly above that front panel with right sides together, pin it on, and sew across that zipper edge. Make sure that it's directly lined up with the front panel. And as you can see, our zipper is a lot longer than these panels. That's totally fine because we're going to be trimming those ends off. And again, fold that inside seam towards the top and do a top stitch. Grab the back pocket panel and your other zipper, and as you can see, we're using the regular fabric. If you don't want to use regular fabric, you can use lining for this part, but what you're going to want to do, grab the zipper and place right sides together with the front zipper panel, and lay the back pocket panel over that zipper. So in the end, you're sandwiching the zipper in between the front zipper panel and the back pocket panel. I recommend pinning it into position, and then once you have it pinned together and all lined up, go ahead and sew along that zipper edge. Flip that back pocket panel all the way around and make sure it lines up with the bottom of that front panel, and then once you have it lined up, go ahead and top stitch across that top seam. Go ahead and cut a 40-inch strip of your webbing, and then take your flat panels, and what you're going to do is flip them right sides together and slide your webbing into the center of the shorter edge, and then lay them together, sandwiching that webbing in between both of those flaps. And you're going to want to sew along the outside edge of those flat panels. And once you have those edges sewn, go ahead and pull the right sides out. Now that it's flipped out and all your edges are poked out nice, go ahead and add a top stitch all the way around the outside edge. Then you're going to want to repeat this process for the other side, but the other side you're only going to need a 4-inch piece of webbing, and make sure that you add it to your buckle first before you start sewing around that edge. But it's going to be the exact same process, so go ahead, sandwich it in between, sew around that edge, and then add a top stitch. Next, go ahead and grab your back panel, both the outer layer and the lining. And again, we're not going to be using this lining, we're going to be using the same type of material, but line those two up, and we're going to do a stitch all the way around the outside edge, right on the edge as close as you can. And this is going to help keep it into position, so that way it's easier to sew on that front panel. Grab your front panel and your flaps that you have made, and what you're going to do is line them up with right sides together about a 1/2 inch from the top. I recommend pinning them on and make sure that they're lined up exactly across from one another. And we're going to be sewing right along that outside edge to help keep them in position for sewing on the back panel.
Get up right now.
And once you have those sewn on, you can go ahead and trim the ends of your zippers.
I'm hearing something real powerful for someone. And now listen to this.
Grab your back panel and make sure that you mark the centers of each side, and then go ahead and do the same thing for the front panel. What you're going to want to do is line those marks up and pin it together. And make sure that the strap flaps are towards the inside of your fanny pack. I also recommend opening the zipper just a little bit so that way it's easier to pull it right side out in the end. And feel free to use as many pins as you need. This is definitely the trickiest part of the process, and the more pins you use, the easier it can be.
Then it was like the Lord spoke that.
And once you have it all pinned together, go ahead and sew along that outside edge all the way around that bag. And I recommend taking your time. This part can be a little bit tricky, but if you take your time, it should go pretty smooth.
There it is again. Don't you?
And the next step is to add bias tape all the way around the outside edge to clean it up and make it stronger. So we're going to be using a double fold bias tape binder to clean up those edges, and you can definitely get these for domestic sewing machines too. We're going to have links in the description. So go ahead and cut out long pieces of bias tape that are the right measurements to the width of your binder. The other option is to use a bias tape making kit, and this is where you pretty much just make your own bias tape. And it comes with a presser foot that helps you attach the bias tape to your garment. And it's pretty simple to use. All you have to do is cut a strip, feed it through, and iron it. And after that, it works the same as the bias tape. You just fold it over and sew it on, or you use that attachment. And if you don't have access to any of the bias tape kits or attachments, you can totally go ahead and skip this step. This step is more for if you're trying to sell this product and make it look super professional on the outside and the inside. And once you have the bias tape on there, go ahead and flip the right side out. Now we're going to grab a buckle set and grab the adjuster slide and feed it through the longer side of your webbing and go down about halfway, and then grab your buckle and feed it through as well. And then loop it back towards the center of that adjustment slide and feed it through the center and back down. And what you're going to do is pull that strap back down and roll it over twice on itself, and you're going to want to stitch it back down on itself. So that way it's acting like it's just holding that center bar. And then go ahead and stitch that into position. Now we're going to go ahead and add zipper pulls, and you can either use parachute cord or regular zipper pulls that you buy online. And we're going to go ahead and use the ones that you buy online. They're super easy to use. All you have to do is feed them through your zipper and pull them back through and tighten them. If you want to see how to use parachute cord, you can either go on Pinterest. There's a bunch of different ways on there, or you can watch one of our other videos. We show how to do it, but it's pretty much you just tie it through and make a knot, and it's really that simple. But either way, I definitely recommend adding zipper pulls. It makes it look a little bit more professional, and it's just easier to use the zippers. And there you have it, your fanny pack is complete. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment, let us know what you think. We're going to keep the videos coming at you, so we'll see you next time.